What's up, everybody? It's your boy Minister Crush here, and today I want to welcome you to my 365-day challenge. Today is day 34, and so the thing I want to talk about is um, I want us to understand what real love and intimacy is. I think we don't really know what it means to when we say I love something or I love someone. We throw the word love around so often, especially in American society, um, that it really doesn't, it loses value. Because you can say, I love a TV show, I love Game of Thrones, or I love The Wire, or you know what I'm saying, or a favorite restaurant. I love going to Perry's, or I love going to Ruth Chris, or you know what I'm saying, or we can say I love a certain candy bar or whatever case may be. I love Reese's. I love Reese's. But is that the same thing? Is that the same love? Does that equate to saying that I love someone else? I love my parents, I love my children, I love my spouse, or whatever the case may be. We throw that word love around that I feel like it does lose meaning to us. Words mean things. Words have power, and how we use these words, it affects whether the words have meaning to us. Stop using words so loosely. We throw words out like they're just cannon, just send out into the world, thinking that it has no consequences. That's the reason why it's easy for some people just to get so angry at a person that they claim that they love and curse them out like a dog. Call them out their name. And then expect that person to still be there and love them. To say, oh, I'm sorry, you know me. And expect them to just forgive you for all the death and cursing that you just spit out your mouth towards them. As if your words don't have consequences, don't have meaning, don't have power. We got to get to a place where we really take the things that we say important enough that we're not just saying anything at any time. Think about the things that are coming out of our mouth. And that's what I'm trying to get to a point myself. Being more conscious and aware on the words that I say and how I use them. Because words have power. And am I spending more time speaking life into others? Or am I spending more time speaking death? Do my words share love to the world? Or is it sharing hate and spreading hate in the world? When I learn to talk better, not just about others, but about myself, then I can learn to love better, not just others, but also myself. The thing about your words, your words have a tendency to shape your thought. Your thoughts can be shaped by the words that you say. Because you have a conscious and a subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is pretty much to a pretty good extent aware of what is being said and what is being done, actions that's going on in the world, your behaviors. It's pretty much aware of those things for the most part. So when you say something or when someone says something about you, your conscious mind has the filtering process to determine whether it's true or false. So when you say something like, oh, I'm dumb, when you say something like that, your conscious mind can determine whether, like, no, you're not dumb. You have degrees. You graduated high school. You did this in the third. You're not dumb. But then you also have your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind does not have that filter process. So whatever you say about yourself, about others, about something, your subconscious mind takes that face value as true. It doesn't have the filter. So if you say something negative about yourself, your subconscious mind takes that information in, stores it as true. That's why the things that you say about yourself, the things that you say about others, the things that you say to others, are you taking into account of their subconscious mind? Are you taking into account of your subconscious mind? When you understand that when you say some negative stuff about yourself, and you understand your subconscious mind absorbs that and takes that as true, then you'll understand why years later you are still dealing with the same issues that you've been dealing with as an adult, even though these things, these situations you had to deal with as a child, because it is in your subconscious mind, deeply rooted in it. So many of us today are dealing with, as adults, dealing with issues and things that were said to us and done to us as children, and then wondering why I have so many issues in a certain area, because my subconscious mind bought into it. Back when your dad used to curse you out and abuse you physically, emotionally, and now as an adult, you are still trying to deal with that and wondering what, I'm grown, I don't live, I'm doing my thing, I live by myself, and I'm still dealing with this because my subconscious mind bought into it. You having trouble because your mother said that you weren't going to be shit or whatever case may be. And you bought into it. Your subconscious mind has bought into it. You got to get to a point where you understand what you do and what you say has consequences, and it affects people. If you are married and you are a person that when you get mad, you claim that you can't control your tongue, you claim that you say a bunch of things that you don't mean, And so when you get married and you're mad at your spouse, you call them stupid, or you call them dumb, or you say curse words to them, F you, go to H, whatever, you say all these things to them. Not taking into account that their subconscious mind has bought into that's what the person that I love thinks about me, thinks who I am. Oh, Minister Crushman, y'all gotta stop being sensitive. Stop being sensitive. No. That's an excuse because you choose that you don't want to change yourself. So you want other people to accept you in a state that you know you should change, but you choose not to change. You gotta accept me at my ugliest or at my worst before you deserve to get me at my best. No. That makes no sense. Why do you think why do you think people deserve to accept you at your worst in order to get your best? Who are you? Where did you come from? To assume that you have the bravado or the honestly the mitigated gall to think that people should accept you at your worst. They should not. If you're not striving to be your best towards yourself and towards people, you don't understand what love really means. If you as a parent are a person that will say mean and hateful things towards your child because they're not understanding something, so now you think they're dumb, or you call them stupid. If they're overweight, so you call them fat and ugly. If they are not, they don't have that drive to go do something, or not a go-getter, so you call them lazy. You don't understand love. Yeah, you care about your children. You may care about them. But if you love them, you wouldn't say things to them. You wouldn't speak destruction and death to them. If you love them, you would change your behaviors around them as well, because you don't want them to see these type of behaviors. If you love them, even if you are not speaking death and negativity to them, you wouldn't even speak it around them. Even if it's geared towards someone else or something that's not even an inanimate object. If you love them, if you love your spouse, you wouldn't speak negativity towards your spouse. You wouldn't say hateful words towards your spouse. If you love them, you wouldn't say negative words about them behind their back either. You would only have positive things to say about your spouse. And I'm not saying that there are not things that you may have an issue about another person. I'm not saying that there are things that your children do that you don't like. Of course there are. I'm not saying that there are things that your spouse does that they're not things that he or she does that you don't like. Of course there are. But how are you speaking love to that person to bring about change? By cursing them out, by pointing them out, by putting them on blast, I guess, in front of others, by talking negative to and about them to your friends. How? How was that love? We got to get to a place where we're better at showing each other love. And it starts with the words. The words you say about yourself and then also about others. When you start learning how to love yourself, it becomes easier to love others. Stop speaking negativity. Stop speaking hate. Stop speaking death. Let's speak love. And understand truly what love really means. And then we'll stop using it so frivolously. That's all I have to say. I thank you for being here. I thank you for paying attention to me. And honestly, I hope that things that I say bless you. I'm Mr. Crush, and you have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace.